Hey guys, your boy MKS here. To be honest, I wasn't sure whether to upload a video today, but because my mum's going out to the cinema and I've got the house to myself except for the dog, so I've got a bit of time. So I thought I'd take this opportunity to try to upload a video or two. I'm torn between doing my writing on paper, which I like to write, which I like to do, like writing, or uploading videos, which I also enjoy, generally speaking. So I wasn't sure, like, I was going to do some writing and some refill pads about some ideas, like roughly list some ideas down to sort of help me to focus as best as possible. And also on these specific notebooks I've got, and so some of my strange writing, admittedly rather weird writing on the front covers and all that sort of stuff. It's hard to explain, but yeah, I'm thinking of doing a video which will probably be a bit embarrassing for myself, but sort of confession about my weird hoarding habits and patterns and things like that, which as are quite embarrassing, but I find them hard to control. But I was thinking of doing a video which might help me to maybe make a positive from them, or even get some advice about how to, if at all possible, try and see if there's a way I can take on this embarrassing problem or whatnot. So I thought probably talking to people might help. But I've been to be honest, I've been to not sure if I should admit to this, but I've been to therapists to try and sort these problems out, some to varying degrees of success. But I mean, I've not really had any overall success on tackling my hoarding problem. Obviously wanting to keep everything. So it's one of the main things I want to talk about, and some of my patterns and habits and things like which would be quite hard for me to do, because it would be like hard for me to actually understand those patterns myself, or habits, as I say, why I do some of the things I do. But I thought I'd try and cover that in some videos, whether today or some other day, possibly next Wednesday or whenever. If I don't manage to do them today, then maybe say some other day. I'm not sure if it necessarily have to be specifically on a Wednesday, but because tomorrow hopefully I'm going to be at the library writing my ideas on Facebook, so I'm not sure how much time I'll get to or how much opportunity I'll get to upload videos tomorrow. But I suppose part of me was thinking I should write my ideas first on paper, and then maybe it'll make it easier for me to cover some of those topics on YouTube. And I'm also thinking of, like, because I don't always tell my mum what sort of topics I'm going to cover or whatever, but I told my mum, like, I'm going to cover this topic. What do you think? And she was like, yeah, probably good, because maybe someone can give you some advice or something like that, or point you in the right direction. But if anyone, to be honest, if anyone's seen like a program about hoarding documentary, I'm like one of those hoarders. Like I hoard as much as I can get away with, like, or sometimes I get in trouble for my hoarding, but I'd hoard as much as I could, really, to be honest, if I'm absolutely honest, being as honest as possible. So yeah, I mean, like, as I say, it's really hard to explain, but yeah, I like to keep papers, envelopes, notebooks, receipts, and all sorts of things. Like, say, a receipt, I'd like to, like, with pencil, write around what the existing text, or whatever you want to call it, the existing writing within the receipt, and then actually write my own sort of thing, either a shopping list or something about prices of things, or and then my handwriting is very poor, and my punctuation, as you can probably tell by my titles or whatever, and my comments is pretty poor. So I struggle to handle those sorts of things. So it's really hard to understand my own habits before I even explain to other people. So that's quite difficult. But I'm going to give it my best shot. I don't know if I'll be, as I said before, sorry, I don't know if I'll be able to do that today, tonight, or whatever. It's like 6 o'clock, and I've got to take the dog for a walk soon, and then I'll probably be doing some writing, and then maybe, again, if I don't manage to do it tonight, maybe tomorrow, Friday, or some other day. But so I suppose, as I say, it's not the end of the world if I can't upload today. I'm sure, hopefully, it won't be the end of the world. And if it is, I'll probably have other things to consider with. But anyway, yeah, I thought I'd try and address this topic about my embarrassing hoarding issues, and I generally try to think of quirky titles, which I hope will make people like. I've heard of someone who writes their YouTube titles like upside down or something like that. One or two people who write their YouTube titles in a strange way. One I've heard of who writes their YouTube titles upside down, things like that. So that's one of the reasons why I thought I don't have to do that, but I'd like to write quirky titles. So that's one reason why I put things in speech marks. So people hopefully, I try my best to market my writing, my YouTube videos on my titles. But yeah, so hopefully to cover some of my hoarding things, like how I keep as many papers as I could or as many things to write on as possible. I'd love to have like a centre where people just send me stuff to write, and like rather than ripping things or throwing things away or things like that. So like as I see it, make use of them. And then I've had a lot of problems with like my family, which is understandable, when they complain like about my hoarding, like taking up space around the house, and like how yeah, I can understand, because I suppose any normal, quote unquote normal, if you like, use a politically incorrect term, any normal, average, or pretty much every family would probably say something about hoarding. Either even probably my mum will probably say, even for her own, for my own good, she'd probably say like, not a nice thing to think about. Obviously, when she's not around, so we say, to put it simple, that obviously it'll be something that affects the rest of my life as well. So, but yeah, I'm hoping to like sort of address that issue and try and take it on. And as embarrassing as it probably is, as it's gonna, it might well be, but I'll try and tackle it in a like a humorous way if I can as well. But yeah, trying to be as honest as possible about that issue and that kind of thing. But I don't, as I said, I don't know when I'm going to get around to doing that. But probably depends on what opportunities I get. While the house is empty, as I say, with just a dog for company, obviously he's probably not going to disturb my live streams just as much as anyone else. Or he might bark when the door goes or something like that. But sometimes he barks at people going past. So that's a bit distracting, but not as distracting as perhaps when other people are in the house, especially my brother, like disturbing my live streams, that you've probably seen before. But yeah, so as soon as I get the opportunity, I'm going to talk about some of those things. I'm not sure which order I'm going to do it in, so and then I hope you'll look out for them. But yeah, something about my hoarding, and I'd love to have any comments or tips. As I say, I often say this, but I hope people won't be too rude. I know I'm inviting the potential for people to say like things that might be a bit mean, but like say like get your life sorted or stuff like that, which is fair enough. A bit bossy, but fair enough. Or possibly judgmental, you could say, but understandable, because that's like a human trait, I suppose, to judge other people. And but yeah, like if I could, I'd have paperwork pretty much everywhere. So part of me like has this weird thing where I want to keep papers like to write on everywhere I can. Like, and sometimes when I want things to be a certain way, like when you get a notebook, sometimes at the front covers are like blank. I like to use that to write in. And recently I was thinking, because I'm thinking of like, although my punctuation and handwriting is really bad, one of the ideas I forgot to mention actually a bit earlier when I was saying about the problems I have like with arguments with my family every now and then, is that I was thinking of sending my notebooks rather than throwing them away or get them destroyed. I'm thinking I always want to try and make use of them, so I was thinking of like, although I'll write in them, so they wouldn't be empty for people to write them, but I'm thinking like sending it to people, sending my writings which have ideas on them and all that, which hopefully I can translate or something, to people in Africa and Asia and places like that, and like some ideas about dyslexia or other things, and hope maybe someone out there will be able to read them. I don't know, or decipher them if you like. Some people, because sometimes when I've given my notebooks to people, they said actually, to be fair, although your handwriting's poor, you like cover the whole page and things like that. When you're writing it, when I write on blank paper, I always cover the whole page. When I write on line paper, I leave quite a little bit of space. But I used to like try and write from one side of the line right to the other, and use like every single line. And so on refill pads, I still try and do that. And like, I'm a creature of habit, as I say, so it's really hard for me to. I want it to be a certain way. Yeah, so I'm going to try and cover that as much as I can. Like, try and think about my habits and try and understand myself a bit more, and then explain those habits. And also, I want to talk about go back to football again. Like about, I thought this idea. I don't know what you think about it. I don't know if this is. I hope it's a good idea as ever, but obviously until I test it, I won't know. But I'm thinking, like, as I talk about trying to be a marketer, trying to market things, I was thinking like to do stuff about Serie A versus the Premier League or Serie A versus the Liga. I might have mentioned this before, I'm not sure. Excuse me, but talking about how so if I put Serie A in the title, and it's a strange sort of idea of mine, admittedly, again, a weird sort of idea of mine, where I say if I put Serie A in the title of so many videos, then hopefully it will help Serie A be like sort of more trending, and therefore I hope it will make perhaps people like sponsors, potential sponsors, or people looking to advertise and all that. Don't know why I put sponsors in speech bubbles, but anyway, it will make them more willing to if Serie A gets mentioned more. So I don't know if that makes any sense, but like, so if I put Serie A versus Premier League, but also then Serie A versus La Liga and other leagues, and a comparison of Serie A versus other leagues, then hopefully for brand it will help Serie A branding, marketing and stuff like that. Anyway, I'd love to know what you think about this video. I really appreciate any support that you give, as ever. All comments are welcome, but obviously I'm going to appreciate the ones where they're nicer comments or polite a lot more. And I'd love to have your support, your likes, comments, and all that. Peace and love.